Today, we eat blackberries. Come on, let's go.
Oh, you see that, Ashton, right? Yeah, we had some happenings,
Today,
and the happenings happened.
we eat blackberries. Come on, let's go.
All right, let's get the good people in here. I am not tired. I am fatigued. I am fatigued, but I am here. If you come in, please take the poll. Please take the poll. I see 4 people have taken the poll. Much respect to you. Um, it'll go a long way tonight. I think this is more of a feeling stream and just going with my gut. I'll get started very shortly. No, I'm not gonna watch March Madness. I was just gonna pull up the score on the screen. Ashton, I'll do that now. I have man, I've lost it as an active sports fan. I no longer have. I've crossed over into the video on demand side with live entertainment. I think boxing. I still think there's a lot to a boxing event, but not so much when it comes to uh, the NCAA, the NBA. Yo, 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 how's it going? What's up, Daywalk? It's going okay, man. I'm a little fatigued, but I don't want to bore you with it. As we know, it is day 63, and I'm trying to hold it all together. It was a long week. When you get spring break, the the good side of spring break is some people get off, some people take off, some people vacation. Um, the bad side is you do a whole lot of things and you jam them into those days, and then you try to get back to your normal. So, kind of going through that. At least for the people who chose vacation and what I just said, at least they got something more out of it. But we'll just pull up. I just pulled it up on the screen. Hey, Carolyn. And Carolyn says hi to the chat. Um, Carolyn, haven't seen Ashton. It's another young person. Haven't seen him in a while, so meet Ashton. Ashton's throwing up some flags. Okay, so this is what we're dealing with. All right, well, I think because of what Coach Gino did at UConn on the women's side, I'd have to choose Michigan. And I thought it was pretty cool that the Fab Five had a section. Like the other day, they were getting all this love, so it was good to see them back together. I don't think I've seen a picture of the Fab Five in a very long time. Maybe that was their reunion, but yeah, it's so much controversy over the Fab Five. If you're not aware, but a lot of great players, a lot of great history. Okay, so without further ado, I presume we could get started. drop something in the chat. Raise your hand when you don't understand or you don't like what I'm saying. If I had a mood check, maybe I need to do some mood checks. I don't know if fatigue is a mood, but that's kind of how I feel. I was taking a nap this evening, and it was 9:13, and my son said, "Daddy, you have to do your 9:15 stream." I was like, ah. But it's cool. It's cool to see in that the investment. Do you know this song? I guess I'm a chicken hot dog. No, I don't. I don't know what that is. Pretty sure my kids know though. Pretty sure. So I just want to catch folks up. I did for Easter. Was that only yesterday? Wow. For Easter, I did go to the Bronx, and just as I thought, it was super nostalgic. Um, I spoke about it last night, and a lot of what chicken wing, chicken wing hot dog, and bologna, chilling with my homie with the macaroni. I know I didn't say that right, and I feel like I've seen that or heard that before in my house. Especially once you get to the macaroni. Yeah, you guys remix a lot of songs, and they're all silly. But yeah, I spoke about it last night. It was it was an interesting. Uh, I don't know. Guess I was in like a daze. Hey, what's up, CJ? CJ with the new account, with the new screen name after them boys has been after him. Apparently, it's what I read in the comments at least. Um, but yeah, so I feel like maybe I tricked myself into an emotional realm, right? You guys play games, so it's like an emotional realm, and I'm still in it. I got maybe it was a day away from the homestead, so to speak. Maybe it was a drive on a holiday, and the day was super gloomy. It was raining. You did an Easter egg hunt, cool. It was a little cold and rainy here. And then the punches flew. And the chairs were smashed into. Oh, you got some Christmas jingles there. So yeah, I feel like I'm in a realm. I did not watch the flyby. I kind of took a nap, and I saw just as what Ashton said. Did you watch the Artemis too? I didn't see. I'm gonna watch that this evening. Um, the fly. If there's any flyby footage, is there any good footage? Did you watch it? Yeah, I'm not reading that, CJ. At the Copacabana. What do you know about a Copacabana? That's one thing. You guys are so young, and we were talking about this last night. We were taught not to say things we didn't know or understand. Um, and you talking about the Copacabana? That's not even from my generation. Like, come on, man. That's super old. The hottest spot north of Havana. Uh, yeah, Ashton, I'll check that out. I'll check that out later. Um, yeah, the first the when the launch happened, I did a stream, and I don't know, man. There's a lot of room for conspiracy theorists to hang out. So I hope that everything that happened and everything they did translates well to the common person who doesn't understand all of the jargon that surrounds it, because they don't, you know, what I do for a living. If you wanted me to talk technical and talk to people like that, that will never happen. They always have somebody, and they'll come and they'll break it down, and they'll put it in the English terms, in basic English terms. And when I was watching the Artemis launch, it wasn't basic terms. It was not for the common audience. I don't know, CJ. Maybe. But yeah, so I feel like I've been in this realm of just exploring those feelings about um, home. I know CJ put a comment on my short, so you check. Thank you for checking out my short today. That was filmed yesterday, and today I edited it. So was it took a little longer than I wanted to. So it brought back those feelings, but I was invested. I'll tell you that. I was invested because it reminded me of when I first started making content on YouTube, when I'm making it because I feel some sort of like creative spark, and the bounds of what I make and what I produce is based on. Oh, congratulations to you. That's awesome, CJ. That's awesome. Keep it up, man. Keep it up. And I guess you're in the right spot, cuz I'm talking about, being fatigued and grind. The grind sometimes brings on fatigue, and you got to keep going. But yeah, the when I was editing today, I knew that something was different because the rules of engagement that I'm under, the plan to produce content is to make a lot of it easy, is to simplify everything. And for example, I rarely now would post a short that's a minute long. A minute is the amount of time that they give you if you put a song in it. That's the maximum if you were to put a song in it. And a lot of times the music speaks to me. I'm very musical, and I see it as a loophole to be able to attach yourself to some feelings. Love you, cuh. Fly, Flizzy. I know you, Fly Flizzy. If I know you in real life, thanks for coming. If I don't, thanks for coming too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So I don't put out shorts that are long anymore because I was doing research, and it shows that the percentage of of how much of what you put out is watched matters. So if it's a 60-second short and most people watch 15 seconds, then that's 25%, and that doesn't look good. And I can't, you can't control that, but what you can control is if you put a 25-second short and they watch 15 seconds, that means they watch more than 50% of it. So if the percentage matters, so I have to play the game a little bit. But today, I didn't ignore it. I was breaking a rule that I knew. I know the rule. I know why it's there. I understand it, and I was willing to follow what I wanted to follow, to get, to follow my heart, so to speak. And I believed in what I put out. I believed in, the video itself. So I believed in the music. It's music that I listen to like frequently, commonly. I do want to show you guys at some point. I'll see if I can pull it up now, but so you guys know that I'm not just trolling you with the type of music that I listen to. I get badges from YouTube sometimes telling me. Recently, I got a badge. I don't know how to find them, but they sent me like a badge saying you're in the top 0.5% of watching this particular artist. So like I think Prince, I was in the top 5%. I know it came up on my mobile. My mobile. I'm getting old. My mobile phone. It came up on my mobile phone. Yeah, I don't see it from the website. But yeah, so I just followed. I follow, how what I felt, and I guess when you don't hit the numbers that you really, most times when I follow my heart, the numbers the numbers don't follow my heart. The numbers don't like my heart. Um, and that's fine. But it was just like being able to do this stream without having a conflict of landscape, portrait, vertical, horizontal. That's a good feeling. So that was so last night we went live. There was some words that I said. I don't regret saying it, but I wish I branded it better, because it's something that I've thought through very deeply. It's called Believe in You More Than You. And I wish that I introduced the concept as more of a segment, and I got time to sit down and think about how to introduce it, because it's something that I came up with. And ironically, the song that I used today was called Believe in Yourself. And then I did stream today. I was grilling. I forgot who came in there. Blue Daffodil came in and hung out, and yeah, so asked a good question, and it made me think of what I want to talk about tonight. Just transitioning from just believing in yourself. Um, so how's everybody feeling though? Everybody's feeling good tonight. Some of you out of school, out of work. What's going on? We got 9 votes on the poll. I'll just read off the poll because I haven't yet. I love these polls that I do. So this one there's no chat GPT involved. This is just me. And I love when the polls are so imbalanced. And I know that it's hard for people to really tell the truth. Like, because I'll just read it. Do you give people room to change? And what 78% sure do. And then 22%, I don't believe people change much. Okay. And 0% not my problem, and 0% not sure. Okay. So I'll take that as more of a yes or no poll. Um, and, I can't, this isn't Family Feud. I can't survey 100 people to get the answers, though I would love to. The survey says that would be cool. But yeah, I think on today's live conversation based on a question of from Blue Daffodil, and then who's one of the people who come in the chat, and I kind of went rogue on the question, which was cool, and in my answer, I was thinking about following up again on feeling like a content creator, talking to people about it, hearing their reaction to it, whether they have a bias or they gave good feedback or they seem like they actually cared and inquired. Like if you talk to somebody about your channel and they don't say, "Hey, what? Let me get your, show me your channel, show it to me," they're not interested. They're not interested. You know, oh, you have a channel? Find me a person who does not use YouTube. Like, you'll find people, like, I'm not on IG. I don't use Facebook, but find me a person that doesn't use YouTube. So when you are when you're telling people, especially people close to you, like, yeah, I have a channel. Okay, well, let me just move this camera a little bit so it's more centered. Why doesn't it? It doesn't seem like it's moving much. Why was it all the way over there? Okay, hold on. I just want to look at the scaled. I have this the vertically scale. Okay, so I'm in the middle. All right, yeah. So if someone doesn't ask for your channel, they're not interested, and you just gotta take that on the chin and just move on. But like many people who are on this platform say, like, just do the free stuff. Like, share. Well, I would even just say like and subscribe. If you don't endorse somebody, then there's no real reason to share, because I would hate to hear that pitch of you sharing and you don't rock with somebody and you're like, he just be out there. Just go check him out. He just be out there. He's not entertaining, but it's not for me. But if y'all want to go, y'all could go. So I was talking today, like I said, on live, and this whole concept of change started to come up, and whether or not we give people room to change, which is why the poll is the poll. So deeper than that, what I mean is, people may change, but it's not an external thing, it's an internal thing. So you wouldn't really know when somebody is really like on to something, right? When they figure something out, or they've not figured something out and they just said, this is it. This is the end for me. I'm just going to be super disciplined about this next thing that I'm doing. You would know. You would not know. I don't think you would know. So, as a person who, at my core, I'm definitely the same person. I have the same attributes, but they may express themselves differently at times. And I know it. I could draw the connection. I don't think I'm looking towards anyone else to understand that connection. But I have noticed more people than not, they don't give others, including myself, don't give me the room to change. If I had to dig into why that is, just from my experiences, I think it's just there's a misunderstanding that you genuinely know people. Like the same of like when you have to live in the moment. You're living in the moment of now, but the other person's living in the moment of now too, and that now could change really fast. Like when you have kids, you could just become a different person, like overnight. You can be super selfish. You hear a baby cry one time, that baby is your baby. And instantly you jump into action. Not saying it works like that for everybody, but change happens because there's a deep emotional connection. You can have a dream that is personal to you. You may have learned something from the dream, or you may have felt something that you didn't know was there. You may have answered a question, and you may wake up a changed person. So I think it's very odd not to give people room to change, right? So I totally believe in change because I'm a person who has had to change. I've had to find ways to look at things, that's mentally, psychologically, physically. Um, you know, I love a lifestyle change. I'm a big believer of a full lifestyle change to, acquire whatever your goals are that you need to acquire. You need to look yourself in the mirror, and everything needs to be on board with wherever you're going. And you don't have to tell anyone else, because that's usually when the failure comes. So that was all. Um, we don't have to be super long tonight. I think you guys, you hung out, and that was cool. Today is day 63, and we're, I guess, 37 days away. 37 days away from the 100. This week, supposedly, let's see if I'll stick to it. Supposedly on day 65, I'm going to be taking on Chicken 65. I should call there tomorrow to make sure they have the meal Chicken 65. But I like to have some fun with some of the themes of the numbers that are left. Um, that's where I think I'll just be going and just trying to have fun for the rest of this time. Uh, there's not much that's within your control, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, as Ashton pointed out, we're doing pretty decent on the subscribers. It's a lot more than I thought we would be at this time from a month ago. But there's still a lot of learning that has to take place to really have real growth. That's going to get us to the goals that we need to hit. I'm still exploring how to produce content that is not that's not agriculture based. I told you guys before that I was working on people love the podcast word, so I guess you could call it a podcast, but it was just a series. Didn't have a permanent place, but it was just gonna start as a pilot series with my sister, and I did the audio like a month ago, and I've sucked at kind of sitting down and making it like, work it out and get it to the tube, to YouTube. And part of that is because you start with an idea and you may fill up, all these other things you're doing. And if the other people involved, and this is not a slight on anyone that I've ever worked with, but I wish there was more of a like our thing, not my thing or this person's thing. Even one of my mods, Shadow Black, when I work with, and maybe I'm summoning him one by me calling out his name, but when we were working together, one of the most difficult things is he was able to be the talent. He was able to show up and leave. And it's a lot harder than that. It's a lot harder than that. And that's why, certain people on a percentage, when the money starts rolling in or there's some real value that's associated with with said thing, um, you're gonna get like some production credit, right? You're gonna get writer's credit. Talent is just a talent, and if I'm working at that kind of level, I would just pay people for their art, pay them a one-time price, and move on, and act, not act like, but maneuver like it's your platform, so you don't necessarily owe people. You pay them for their services. Um, Hold on, I'm getting messages that YouTube is not getting enough data for this stream, which does not help on the number side. So let me just see if we're in the clear, and then I'll continue. Okay, I don't know what's going on. I think we're still on. It's just a poor signal, and it should clear up. I don't want to hit any buttons that makes it any worse. So at this point, we got 10 votes. Do you give people room to change? And Short Dude's at 80% now. So I guess that's 8 people versus 2 people. So yeah, I got a lot of things to work on. I feel like I've backlogged a good amount of content. I filled up, essentially. I think I've just about filled up a hard drive. So that's also saying something, that I'm putting all this stuff, but I'm not able to, like I said, with the daily stream, I'm not able to have room and time. I'm not disciplined enough to go and find, what can I make out of this? And so it'll be good once I'm able to take a break and figure that out. Um, Looks like my bars went green again. Um, who knows? Who knows? But how would that look? Just talking about working with other people. Like if you wanted to collaborate, like any of you, if you wanted to collaborate, um, I did see a YouTuber. In fact, I gotta check. I want to reach out to her channel. This morning I came across someone, and she had an amazing production. The only drawback that I would say to what I was watching was that the whole I'm gonna do a podcast, I think it's over. I think it's over. It's definitely not new, and it's not. Um, we're on the back side of that, so I don't know how much value that is. I know when you want to get into something, you kind of got to think, are you? It's interesting. I'm doing 100 straight streams. Do you have enough topics to do 100 episodes? Right? Um, is this really flushed out? Are you really going to be able to get an audience and keep up? And you're gonna have to take the bumps and the bruises. I think she was on like episode 5, and she only had like 14 subs. But when I say I've never produced something the way that what I saw, she probably potentially used some AI. Maybe she just has the skills. And that's it was hard to see because I subbed instantly. I put a comment in the chat. I didn't solicit. I didn't say, "Hey, hit me up." Um, but it did make me think about running a program well, I was thinking about a program. Hey, Don, thank you for telling me that you're here just listening. I feel like a radio DJ on the Quiet Storm. No, that's totally cool. I'm super tired as well. I'm about to get out of here. If there's no vibrations in here, but I was just going off the top of the dome. Yeah, I was talking about this content creator that I saw earlier, um, and I think many people who may not understand the analytics side and what's going on, they don't have much to reach for, and they don't understand why their content is not popping, right? Not I don't when I say not popping, I don't mean like popping. I mean a pop numbers wise. Cuz once you upload the video, there's really only there isn't much to get back from it. Like you get this relief, you finish something. Like I finished the video today, the short, and I went to my family and I told them, I said, listen, I feel really good about this, what I did with this short. But that actually means that it's not going to do well. The hockey game is on too. Cool. Keep hey, stay with your sports. I gotta get a subscription to something because I had to drop Sling. It was just with all the other stuff, it was just getting too expensive, and I feel like my son was the only one utilizing it, and I think it got up to like $55. But yeah, I was saying that there isn't much feedback or return when you publish a video when things don't match the energy output, right? Be a crazy game tonight. Okay. Who's playing? So I uploaded the short, like I said, and I told my family, like, guys, I feel like really good about my creative output. I don't know if they know what that means, but I felt good. And I knew that means it's not gonna do as well because I'm not cutting the corners. I'm not make the pick. Who caught the Nick game? Well, it's only you and Don in here right now, so I'll check out the highlights. Oh, Predators and LA Kings. Okay, cool. Yeah, I gotta get back into hockey. I guess I really like those outdoor games. That is not a gimmick. I tell you that. That is not a gimmick. That is genius. That is absolutely. I think when they did the one at Yankee Stadium, I was so jealous that I couldn't go. Like that is those moments that you want to remember. You know, we already forgot that Bam Adebayo scored 80 whatever points. Yeah, thanks, Mick the pick. But that's exactly what I was talking about. And you know what? Oh, you thought the editing was awesome. Thank you, man. That's why I do it. I got some and Mick the pick. Thank you. You're always maybe some good fights. You're always comments on the short. You get it. Like you get it. You just give that vibration and it's the little things. But I did see like CJ put a couple comments on like a couple shorts today. That one in particular, I thought that the short was amazing. But here's the weird part about shorts, especially when you use music. I don't know if you guys know this, but you could see how many times a song was used on a short. Like you could see if it's a popular song or not. And I really understood this a while ago. It ain't about me. And if I wanted that short to do a lot better, because the edit, I'll pull up the video because I have the video without the music. Um, I mean, 1 second. I knew I was gonna do this. I knew Mick the Pick was gonna come in here and try to energize me. I knew it. All right. Let me see how I can get this here. Okay. Turn that off. Okay. I think. All right. Let's see if this works. Yo, we made it back home, y'all. 1 second. I'm having an issue with OBS where it's only it's not scaling properly. They used to hang. This is where they hang like the Christmas decorations from. What store? So this is. Is there no audio on it? Oh, you hear? I don't. No, let's get the content. Let's get the content. That's right. Let's get the content.
You get down here, right? Yeah.
Right. Alibi. Thank you. Thanks for the love. Thanks for the love. So, get the content. I was with one of my bros. I had called him and he was like, I'm in the bed still, man. And I was like, you better get up out this bed. I'm gonna file a claim on you. So yeah, no, it was an organic moment. It was so organic and nothing that so this is what you can't get across on YouTube, Mick the Pick and Don. This is what you can't get across. Nothing that I filmed, or I shouldn't even say filmed, nothing that I shot with my phone was for a short. It wasn't. And that's why I love editing so much. I didn't bring any kind of tripod. I didn't have the selfie stick. I didn't have anything like that. Nothing that was shot was for a short. When I got on the road, the day was so gloomy and I happened to not be driving for once. So I had the room to, just look. That was the Bronx. That was a shot of the Bronx River where it opens up into a golf course. Not in the Bronx, but that is the Bronx River. So, I just took the shots in order and it looked like I was going somewhere. I was talking about graffiti last night on the stream. There's a shot, you see buildings, that's actually Marble Hill Projects, and you see graffiti. And then if anybody, has been to the city, seeing elevated trains, that's kind of nostalgic, like just to see this big old, there's not that many places in America that has trains above ground. So that was the 4 train. I was on Jerome Avenue. So if, that really brings anyone who's from the Bronx, who have been to the Bronx, that's the same train. If you've been to a Yankee game, that's the same train that is above. But I was a little bit higher north than that. So then there was a shot of me saying, playing around and saying, "Behold." That was a failure of a shot, actually. because the real shot was of me. There was like, I mean, I do want to do a count, but there was like a ton of birds out there. Let me see if I could just find this real quick, cause it was like right at the beginning of the video too. Yeah, I'll be able to find it. I'm acting like I get nervous on here now. Let me just find it real quick. Oh, that y'all gonna do me like that? I gotta open up the editing software just to find the name, and then I have all of the files. Okay. Uh, what 177. Mick the Pick, I told you. I'm not a betted man. But I told you wasn't gonna get no Shadow Black. Cause it doesn't logically make sense. I'm one of his best friends. I'm telling him that it doesn't matter what you want to post. It doesn't matter how sweet your Mother's Day message is. That is, you gotta just put something on there. We're at a space where it doesn't cost. It's free. You literally just press record. If you want to make up your face, if you want to go into the shadows, you could go into the shadows. Um, you can do whatever. So if you really wanted to do it, it's not much to get it done. So I think it's more there's other things going on, but all right. So it's saying it can't play. Um, okay, I could play it. I gotta figure out how to do it. I gotta share whole screen. Okay, that's how I'm gonna do it. You wanna see the madness of editing. And now that I'm vertical, I can share a whole screen. Hold on, I gotta make a scene real quick. Full scene. Wow. This is the first time make the pick. We're doing it live. Alright. Share. Display capture. Look at this. Alright, so this is what editing looks like. Alright. So it's at 177. Let me see.
Yo, we made it back home, y'all.
So I can't really make it that much bigger than that. But so what I did was so this is the raw video.
Yo, we made it back home, y'all.
And I took that audio and put it in the beginning. But look how many birds were out there. Horizontal for the win, absolutely. We made it. We made it, Victor Pick.
Look.
Been talking about it for so long.
Look. Hold the phone. I'm gonna get in the middle of them.
Yeah, it's a little choppy because of the
Got
bit
me?
rate right now, and
Hold it with the other hand.
for whatever reason on Windows, this file extension is MKV, and it doesn't want to play in the media player. And I don't know if I have VLC and all of that.
Ready, it's recording.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to do was there was like probably like 100 birds. And what I wanted to do was go in the middle of them like the Home Alone like the lady in the in Central Park, and I wanted all the pigeons to fly at one time. I wanted them to kind of be not disturbed by me.
These ain't gonna fly away.
Pigeon! The window!
Behold!
The pigeon!
So that was the deal there. Oh, we're really doing open studio today, huh? I forgot how to come back. Yeah, so that shot was a fail. So just speaking to um being able to take something that doesn't have much collective value to some, and you put it together, and I think that's one of my favorite shorts. And it has, and I built the story. You could feel it, but where the short fails is I chose a song. This is the song. So this ain't gonna do it. At least that's my inclination, is that ain't gonna do it. Um, it's an amazing song, but that's not how things work. I'm gonna look on my phone real quick to see how many people have used that song. Yeah, we're gonna have to give Shadow Black a deadline, by the way, Mick the Pick. Tell him we breaking fingers. And I might get some traction on the short overnight. I mean, it's not doing horrible. Oh, it's not that something's wrong with the song. The song actually, helps to make the short, especially if you know the song, right? But this song has been used 49 times. That's across YouTube, every short ever. That song has been used 49 times. That's basically zero, right? So you don't go. Let's go into the brain of the algorithm, right? It's not a song that's trending, so it's not gonna go into any kind of trending feed. They need to make sense of the story that the video is trying to tell, and that's a human experience, not an algorithm or algorithmic experience. What does the algorithm know about like me coming home and that I'm not from there? So I think the short was for people who have seen my story and they've seen me kind of build in public in real time. And I don't think the algorithm could really capture that, because I always talk about, being from this place and I grew up here and all these lessons and all of this. And I chose a holiday to, record something and go home and post it. So if you've been following the story, it kind of makes sense. It puts two and two together. And the algorithm doesn't know that. And that song ain't gonna get people to come there. The song is a niche song. It is a very good song. That's all I'll say. But I know that this is how these things work. So if I've had to do that in the past, I would take a song that I wanted, and I would make the short with it, and then I would shift it into the song that would do better on the platform. So sometimes you have to do that. But I wasn't willing to do that with this, because we're just at the point where I needed to express my creativity, and just becoming a better editor, that means a lot to me. definitely means a lot to me. That's when the competitive spirit comes out, and I'm like competing against myself and time, and maybe you give 10 different people one assignment and it's gonna come out 10 different ways. So it's just the art in it. Yeah, 49 songs, man. It's a bummer all around. It is a bummer all around. But I know enough to make sure that the audio quality. So I'm way better now about. I've cut all the cuts the way I wanted to cut them. Is the audio right? And is the image color? Is the color grading right? Now color grading is like it's favorited in my filters, just to make sure that and I really look at the environment. If the greens are greening, and that video was actually a struggle because the phone did not capture the initial shots. It didn't really capture it that well. There wasn't much like sunlight. It was like a lot of gloominess. And from a human story, like a thematic perspective or cinematic, that's a good thing that it's gloomy, right? But this is a short. You ain't got but 60 seconds to tell the story. Keep it short. We don't have time to be getting emotional about what you posting. It's a short. It's a short. They want to hook. They want to hook you in. But I knew that first shot, and like I said, it looked better in real life. And if I had a chance to like set it up, it was there was more to it actually, but there was parts of it that I was still showing my like inspection sticker, and it wasn't like really visible, but it was in the back of my head just from like a privacy standpoint. I said no, I'm gonna use a later shot of the same kind of scene. But I'm thinking about doing a long form video because it was a good amount that I got from that. Youth 5108 says, who's it's actually Doan Edwards. Doan Edwards is a YouTuber who hangs out in this chat. It's not who you think it is, sir. I know how that can be confusing. Those names it's very connected to someone close to us. I get that, but it's not who you think. Did you catch your cameo in a short, by the way? Did you catch your cameo, youth? I hope so, Make the Pick. I mean, I'm just gonna stretch it to 3 minutes. You kind of have to, because it's gonna be long form, and I'll probably just I'll do what I did with the last one where I didn't have 3 minutes worth of material. I'm thinking of doing some voiceover. You did not. I'll play it for you then, since you didn't catch it. Since you're hanging out for a little bit. Yeah, we made it back home, y'all. So this is a short. I have music on it. There's music on it on the YouTube side. They used to hang. That's where they hang like the Christmas decorations from. The music makes those shots feel a little bit better.
Beyond the window!
Behold!
The beyond!
Let's get the content. That's right. Let's get the content.
You get down here, right? Yeah.
Right. Alibi.
Oh, it's finished. You got a cameo there, you see? And I didn't use your face. So we actually don't know. We actually don't know if that's you, and I don't need consent. So don't try to get at your boy. Um, who is me Missy? Thank you, sir. You should catch it on YouTube though, because if you catch the short, you could actually, the song. You're probably not gonna like the song, but it was more cinematic with the song on it. It's not, it's not my neck, my back. So I don't know what your cup of tea is. I don't know what kind of music you want to hear to it. Um, it's not no Noriega song, no DMX. Dude, you have an emoji keyboard and then you have the letters afterwards. I caught it. I was acting dumb. I can't act dumb. I am dumb, so I act dumb. I caught it. You guys stormed in here. I wasn't gonna be on here that long. It's gonna feel like I'm running off because you guys are here. But nope, that's not the case. It was a pretty slow night. We just, I think this is the maybe third or fourth night that I'm doing a dual stream. So there's some calibration as far as the numbers, and I know that doesn't mean much, but the core audience when they show up, yeah, I don't know how to do any of that stuff, but the core audience when they show up, it's definitely more of an interactive. Now he's like, let's turn up. You can turn up all you want. What's up? What you got? What you want to talk about? You want to call me? What you want to do? I'm always here for I could always do the damn thing. That's not the issue. What you want? You got a cameo, now you turning up? Don says, and hockey is on. Youth says, who's better, me or women? Nope, and I'm not gonna correct you so that I could say men or women. So this is the part of the world in the internet, since my friend Youth, my friend in real life, he wants to trick me out of my spot that I don't even have yet. But yeah, I don't talk about that type of stuff, man. I would like for you to speak your speak, and I could host that kind of information. I'm gonna be pretty liberal to a conversation like that. We both have. He said no. I meant me. Oh, that was low key crazy. No, he's really meaning me or women. Now, make the pick. We this group here. We have I ain't gonna say what we call our WhatsApp chat, but we've been talking for some time. It's been years now, actually. He doesn't like the word literally, but literally, we've been talking for years, and we go to every end of the spectrum. Fun topics that are not to be spoken in public, and it's a safe group, and we get through it, and it's cool. And I wish these guys were willing to really take the next step, but we'll see after the 100 days. I'll be scouting to see what I can do next, and how I could start producing some stuff, because Youth, I don't think he'll stand behind what he's saying, but he definitely will light a fire. He will ignite a fire under an audience for sure. I think he'll back away. Like, he's smart enough to know what fight is not for him. Um, but he definitely did light the fire. In private, in our safe group, he says it is not a safe group. Why would you say? Why do you say it's not a safe group? And I hate to read me, me, Missy. Do you think it's a safe group? Ignite and then leave. Ignite and then fall asleep. Yeah, we know. We know. Well, did you? If you guys took tonight's poll, let me check the numbers because it'll tell me. You probably did because it's at 13 now. Um, that topic was a pretty good one. I'm not sure that we've discussed it as a group, um, between our group, but I think just so you guys just came in, I know you missed the earlier parts. I was just talking about um, giving people room to change and feeling like a lot of people, including myself, feel misunderstood by many, and there's no way to give people, room to change when you don't really understand them. Dawn says, "I'm good." You've see not a safe group. You fall asleep. Okay, with that abbreviation language. You out here telling, no, I ain't no snitch. That's one thing about me. I ain't no snitch, man. I ain't no snitch. I'm not telling. But you'll tell on yourself. All I'll do is have the camera. Oh, I'm a nurse. I've seen change. Yeah, I mean, people. I was given a few examples off the top of the head before Dawn. Um, some people. I had a dream recently, and when I woke up, I was a changed person. It was something that was, um, I didn't realize was bothering me for some time. When I woke up, the question was answered, and I just moved on. Oh, so you're trying to age yourself, Madam Missy. You're trying to age yourself. I hear you. I'm trying to go in the other direction. There's already all this OG and Unkate. Um, yeah, you've seen a lot. Not for me to judge you. Yeah, I think I've always been like that though. It's not really about what I've seen. We all live in our own head. So, and for those of us who are only in touch with our ego, I mean, you don't even know half of yourself. So why would you think that you can know what somebody else is going to do or what they really feel? People lie to themselves. That's dangerous. So I may think you're stupid and just move on. That's your problem. Most people have not had the space to change as they mature, especially in their youth. Yeah, in the youth, that's true. That's true. But what about when you say they don't have the space, Madam Missy? Ooh, I love that word, grace. I was just saying that to my son earlier. Having the grace allows you to give that grace too. It sounds good. Do I recommend those headphones? No, I do not. These are cheap headphones, but my ears have been calibrated to hear audio a certain way. I can't spend that much money on headphones, sir. You're free to gift me headphones. I'll make a whole video about it. I'll even cry in the video, fake tears. Like I could, we're working on it. I could Today I was playing the violin, the little violin. Singer says, "Be more." See, you got me saying your damn name. Madam Missy says, "Be more open to it." Most are not taught coping mechanisms to survive well. Mm. GoFundMe? No, I don't need a GoFundMe. I wouldn't. I don't got nothing to fund. Katie, what's up? Katie, I got some friends in the chat. They're trying to take over. I was at a church event. Hope it was good. Yeah, we were just talking about the original topic, which I then veered off and did a whole bunch of other stuff. I showed some raw footage of the short that I posted today, which was about the experience of going to New York City. I don't know if what Youth is saying. Is that Katie? I don't know what you're talking about, bruh. You don't know anyone in this chat. How someone copes with something is also attached to the decisions they make. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean being super selfish and personal about the topic. Yeah, I'm not sure who is Katie. Well, put it this way, youth. Did Katie go to the Katie that you know? Would she be going to a church event? Because that'll change it right there. Because if she didn't come from no church event, then that ain't it. Uh, Watch it, youth. I have a moderator. Yeah, thanks, people. Thanks for coming in. I know it's a little on the late side. We've been on now for an hour and 13. I tried to go maybe 40 minutes, but that didn't work. I was super fatigued. You guys are doing what you can to kind of wake me up. Yeah, you're good at getting me off subject. Yeah, that's I like that. I prefer to be off subject. On subject, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love I love a topic, but the problem with a topic is it's hard. I think it's harder for people who come in to the chat and they're like I may be deep in thought about something and it either hits or it doesn't hit. So to me, it's more energy when there's interaction. Someone call the moderator. Yeah, you got that youth guy. You gotta watch out for him. He's playing nice though, but I could feel it. I don't think the youth. I don't think he changes much. I don't think you got to give everybody room to change. Dad once said I could pick a spot of land by the church. Told him church makes me sweat. Oh, no. You New Yorkers, you think everything is about New York. I wish I had I wish I had I'll say the intestinal fortitude. I wish I had, if you know what that means. I wish I had the intestinal fortitude to have a conversation about New Yorkers and the reputation that we get across the internet because we just see everything. We have like blinders on. We're such a big deal. Um, no, not doesn't work at the UN. Okay. Look, I appreciate this though. You guys are bombing me in the chat. I like that. The smile is fatigue, by the way. When I get really fatigued, I just keep a smile on. Super tired. But I'll be honest with you, Don. I just because you said about getting him off topic. Um, no UN job. No. Yeah, I'm still trying to get comfortable with the difference in the audience that's in here. I'll let me see if I can go back to the beginning of I could go back to the beginning of my chat. So I had um Ashton, who's been on my stream some time ago, come in and Daywalk, and then CJ. These are like kids. Um, I say hi, what's up, and he goes, do you know the song Chicken Wing? Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna, chilling with my homie with macaroni. So I go from that to CJ got his own thing he's putting in the chat. And then you guys, so it's like the adults come in. And I've been sitting here the whole time. I went from intestinal fortitude. Absolutely. That's guts. That's what that means. I missed some chats. Well, I scrolled up and you guys just, most of the other parts of the country think they are rude and not very nice. Let's duke it out. Just saying what you hear from the southern state. Is that true, Don? Most of the other parts of the country think that New Yorkers are rude and not very nice. I've never heard that. Oh, you mean how the next message is, Cat, can I call you Cat? Whether or not we give change, some change must happen and will. Absolutely. We decide to go along for the ride. Don't think so, but that is what they say. We are very friendly and wave at everyone and speak and hug, but not northern folks so much. That depends. That depends. Oh, Youth is doxing himself. He has 2 daughters. Yeah, I think New York is a it kind of goes along with the topic. There's just a misunderstanding of being from such a melting pot in a diverse place. It's hard to just say New York, right? Because there's New York State, there's upstate New York, there's Western New York. It's kind of like a central New York. Then you get closer to New York City, but even before you get to New York City, there's another group of folks. Then there's Westchester. Then you got the Long Islanders. Then these are all different people. Then you finally make it to the city, and the city's different people as well. Grew up in, is that Minnesota? We hug and wave. Well, we used to. I had a very good. Ooh, I like that, Katie. I'm gonna use that one. Yuffie. That's a good one. Oh man. It was the same in Hawaii. Just stay to themselves. You know some Long Islanders? Yeah, no, we're all a little different. I'm, You like that nickname? Yuffie. It doesn't sound innocent. It doesn't at all. Um, no, name. If you, I tell you what, if you come to New York, name shortening is a thing. It needs to be studied. Um, I don't know a person that I call them. Well, growing up, I don't think many people got called their full name. They would get called a derivative of their name or some nickname that has nothing to do with their name. Like nicknames is super reckless. Oh yeah, see, Yuffie is saying it reminds me of junior high school. Everything was a nickname. I don't think you ever got Yuffie though. Dawn says, I go to Louisiana, I get tired of waving, driving around. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Nick the Pick is taking the other end. He's just saying, let's just call out who's the rudest people here. And for him, Bushwick. Bushwick has evolved over the years. The new Bushwick is not the old Bushwick. So I don't know as much about the new Bushwick. Bushwick used to be a pretty dangerous place. Oh, Farmingdale. I used to work in Farmingdale. That was a cool story. That's what I was telling Mick to pick. That's the place where I worked, where I had to take a bus, a city bus, to the train, the subway, to Long Island Railroad, to a bike that I had parked out the station, and then I used to ride my bike for half an hour after I got out the station. And then I would do the same thing in reverse to come home, and I would just lock my bike up at the station. The bike never came home with me. It just stayed at the station. Terrible days when it used to rain. They all have some sort of mob connection. You find yourself in Farmingdale, you went too far. Yuffie says, I got it now. So IR scenes. Long Island's a different kind of rude. Oh, Shadow Black made it to the chat. Shadow Black has a song. We pay our dues and we pay our respect when Shadow Black comes into the chat. Brownsville, Brooklyn, all day. You already know. I don't know if he's saying they're rude, or if you're just calling out a shout out to Brownsville. Mick the Pick agrees with Madam Missy, who educated me on what all of those M's mean. Oh, you used to get mail from Oregon? Yeah, Shadow Black is here. You. Oh, you better not park in somebody's spot in Hawaii. They pay for it. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure there's a... Hawaii's an interesting place. I do want to go, though. Katie loves Oregon. She says hello to Shadow Black. And Yuffie... He goes, me too. Not the movement. Y'all have the best weed. I don't know who is he talking about Oregon? Is weed expensive in New York? That's a Yuffie question. I'll veer that one to Yuffie. Yuffie. You got it, Yuffie. Heard a pack of cigs are $20. Yeah, I actually grew. In fact, I can show you guys. I have it right here. I, I don't know if I should show this on camera. Oh man, you can't buy this though. This is the Darnell just talked. Whew, that's still potent. Keep it double wrapped. This is the Darnell just talking special. Anyone wants it, come get it. We the uh he goes not answering. It sounds like a trap. Yuffie says Rico probably not in the legal states. Yeah, we could grow. We are allowed 6 plants per person and 12 per household. So I took my I had some seeds, acquired some seeds. Actually, Yuffie, we've been having a 5-year conversation about getting some seeds, so I could grow. Actually, to bring it back. Oh, your ex grew. Cool. Call it parsley. You don't gotta call it parsley, man. It's 2026. It's a herb. So just to be very, how would I say this? Yeah, just to bore you guys about who I really am. I know that's not a thing, but in content creators, I'm supposed to be super exciting and all of that. I was working on 34. Wow, that's crazy. Um, uh, I ain't been to Brooklyn in a while. I know you'd be like, yo, you just gotta come to Brooklyn. We've been going back and forth with this same "can I have seeds" conversation. Buy online. Yeah, I fortunately ran into somebody that I was able to acquire when I grew that. I think it was 2 years ago. But yeah, I hear you. Even before they have it online, and then they just say, I forgot what they say, but it's sort of like a nostalgic thing where you just buy it for your interest. You know, you're not supposed to plant them. No. He's not saying where in BK to buy. He was saying that he had a hookup. But I had the whole deal we've been talking about is I have to go all the way to Brooklyn just to do it. Which reminds me of a Stevie Wonder song where it's actually Living for the City. In Living for the City, there's a part in the song where the government sets up a trap and this guy is just asked to take something across the street. He doesn't know what's in the package and he's from out of town. And you know how they play the game where it's like someone is probably from the South and doesn't know because that's what people think. You don't know because you're from the South. And so he takes the thing across the street and then the police bust him. I actually think it's based on a true story that happened. There was some operation. I forgot what president did it. And this is part of how they started the war on drugs. It might have been Reagan. And he takes it across the street, gets busted, and then he's like thrown in the system. He never even knew what was in the package. He was just doing like a favor. Somebody said, hey, you want $20? But yeah, what I was saying is under 400. 1,000 watts. Okay. I grew outside though. I just grew within the season. Like I said, I'll tell you why I did it. That's why I was gonna bore you guys, and just to tell you why. You keep calling him Yuffie. He gonna like this. All you going to Greece for your? Oh my God, this guy's not telling the truth. Stop saying my cat, please. Yeah, so Don, this is exactly what I'm trying to get to. You guys see me garden. You guys see me really care about permaculture. Um I I'll get there, but always had an idea to do a herb share, like a CSA, but focused on herbs. And I think this is a really good way to get people back into the kitchen, families back together, and just cooking. I mean, you can't really, at this point, I shouldn't say you can't, but they don't really mask herbs. They don't really create fake herbs or chemicals that replace herbs. Herbs are super potent. And I wanted to do a herb share where I would specialize in specific herbs. Um, can you stop, Yuffie? Is specialized in specific herbs, and as a part of the herb share, I would put marijuana in there. And it would come with recipes or instructions for teas, and so it wouldn't be like marijuana the drug. So that's what I was exploring, and I'm not there yet. Oh, fish guts to compost in. Man, I got today I actually delayed my compost turn because it was a little chilly outside. Oh, Katie's a little fresh. This is like my husband's cat. Yep, butter, oils. No means no, Yuffie. He goes, yo, anyone see Mandani hanging out with Action Bronson? No. I'll check it out, but I try to stay away from the chaos. You have the kettle and never used it. Let it heat up. Yeah, that stuff is interesting. Making butter and all of that. It's cool. It's cool. Um, yeah, like I said, marijuana wouldn't be the focus. It would just be a part of. For me, I think it was healthy for me to see it as a herb, like you were saying, Don. Like it's just something that's natural. Um, I wanted to see how potent it was when, like, do you smell it when you walk past the plant? And it was potent. Um, just as much as more so, but like, if you walk past a peppermint plant or you touch it, denied. Oh no, don't tell me he's denied. He just keeps shooting. Yuffie just he's like he'll just keep turning to a different, hand on the clock. But he's a good person. Very good person. I thank you guys for joining tonight. Um I would like to know what's the best time to really do this. I before I was trying to go earlier. Um for some reason I don't think that that's going to get this crew. I don't think this crew is built for the early stream. Oh, now you're going to church, huh? Those people get me when they start going to church for somebody else. those, is, those are the ones you got to watch out for. Your niece works in a grow distribution. Yeah, there was a lot of talk recently. I seen Freeway Ricky Ross on Vlad TV's channel, and there's been a lot of talk about people turning their back on the dispensaries and kind of the thing being long and drawn out and not desirable to the medicinal population anymore. Um, oh, you gonna go to church? Uh, they don't study enough about guys that play the long game, man. Church, some guys go clean up their life. They start working out. Some even start taking showers. They ain't been taking showers. They just start taking showers, and it's the long game. Go cut your hair. You know you don't be cutting your hair. Go. Oh, you gotta look good. You know, not falling for it. Dawn says I waited tables in a topless club and country bar to get through school. I tell the men off all the time. It was not a petting zoo, hands off. Yeah, well, I hate to tell you, Dawn, that's what they went there for. Even your response is what they went there for. They got what they want. That's what those places are set up for. Went to the gym today and forgot to put perfume on. I don't really know how to take that, sir. Madam Missy says the long game definitely needs to be studied. Yeah, look, I would get in trouble being the face of it. I would love to produce something like that where you get, it has to be one of those things that you produce, like when there's the mob involved or the cartel and the people are blurred out and you change their voice. I would love to get men to speak about the long game and what they've done. Like what like there's gotta be some really deep stories about the long game, and then maybe we get some psychologists to kind of give light on what's going on, because sad to say, I don't think a lot of women understand how deep the long game goes. I don't think they get it. If they did, then you would pick up on it. They would walk to the bar for a drink because you would not wait on them. Yeah, you got to speak up for yourself. I see that. Yuffie done switched his clock now. He said we're gonna go after Doan. He was scouting your name when you first started speaking when he was in here. Your name is very familiar to a person that we know, at least how it reads. Lived in Texas for 25 years. I think that means that she's okay with taking you out, Yuffie. Women do not know, Missy. They don't know. Please stop that. Oh yeah, I believe it's no joke. They don't know from just like how men don't know, like truly how women are wired. It won't work. Men don't truly know, right? Like we get doses of it through sisters, girlfriends, mothers, friends, but we don't truly know. You don't truly know either. You guys think you know everything. That was to you, Missy. I'm not trying to cause a divide. You gonna have me out here talking about, but I watch women's track and I watch women's basketball. I'm gonna try to align real quick. No, no one's ganging up on you, sir. She just told you she lived in Texas. That's all. Are you offended by it? Shadow Black says men and women do not understand each other. That's how it's been for eons. He just don't know, Darnell. No, see, this you gotta understand. Don't I'm telling you, even that. Don't play into what he's saying, cause see, men do this other thing, and you got me out here snitching. Now I'm snitching. They play dumb, and they know that you think that they dumb, and then you get a conversation out of it. That's all it takes. Missy says, Oh yeah, show the love. Where is the love? We've been about love for a long time. Yuffie talking all of this stuff about weed and he don't smoke. It's crazy. You ain't gotta tell Yuffie that, Katie. Don't. I'm gonna play this Sucker for Love again. Sucker for love, sucker for love, sucker for love, baby. It's a shame. It's a shame. And none of you, only Mick the Pick and Shadow Black were here for my early on when we did the Valentine's Day show. And that's where this whole Sucker for Love thing kind of stuck. Because I jumped on here and was telling people not to be a sucker for love on Valentine's Day. He thought this was Darnell just talking, not marriage counseling. Yeah, I would never counsel. Is that what kind of emoji is that, man? No, I couldn't counsel. I could not. Just in marriage, I couldn't. Oh, your mama owned the bar. Yo, Yuffie, you crazy. Mick the Pick, he must have like he got some bot in his house, and when he hears his name, he jump back in. Like, what you said about me? You nice, but you did say those things. Stop it. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, marriage is marriage. There's nothing more to say about it. Marriage is marriage. I wouldn't want to be you, and I wouldn't want you to be me. Marriage requires stamina. It requires tolerance. It requires internal resetting. Cancel him. Tell him like Dr. Phil. I wonder where we're going as a society, though, when it comes to marriage, because I feel like the better of my whole life is always this, 50% of marriages fail, and there's not a good outlook or respect for what marriage is. It doesn't seem to have the same ring to it, and I think even those who get into it, you could tell when you stand back, you could kind of question whether or not these people know what they're really doing. which might contribute to, some of the failure. Um, but it'd be interesting to see if we dip way in the wrong direction and we actually favor being single. You know, what does that world look like? Don says I've done it 2 times in a 15-year relation. Oh, and in a 15-year relationship. Okay. Understanding. Don says it requires. Yeah, guys, can you throw out some words or some phrases? I'll read them off. I was just, thinking from my perspective. Yuffie, just so you know, um, Dawn does not say her name Dawn. It's Dawn. I went through a whole. I had to have her make a video with audio on it to tell me how to say her name, and I've programmed it. So please don't reprogram my brain. Dawn says it's a lot of work. Katie also married twice. Current marriage 20. So based on you guys, the second marriage is I'm guessing the second marriage is better. But does that have to do with the age that you guys were, or the maturity that you were in, or misunderstanding on what marriage was the first time around, or who you chose as a partner? Okay. First marriage was at 15. I have no kids. It lasted 11 years. That's good. Missy says the investment to or for marriage is lacking. Here we go. Shadow Black got the ChatGPT answer. Let's go. Marriage requires understanding a give and take relationship, being willing to change, have an open mind, see a person and understanding their feelings from their point of view. I wish I had to drop the ball audio here. Yuffie says syndrome. Okay. You taught him the Southern way. Yeah, you taught me the Southern way for sure. Oh, wow. Did Missy just get that right away? She's Missy is world renowned. That's why she's able to say that the investment for 2 or 4 marriage is lacking, because she's a world traveler. And when you're so mature, these little things in life don't seem important. Mom always said, eat, drink, and remarry. That's a t-shirt. Katie, thank you, Katie. Wisdom, maturity. But even my second marriage, we were separated 12 years. Back together 6 years. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, marriage is a partnership, and you, just like a business partnership, you got to invest and reinvest in it, and you got to level set, and you have to, in a business partnership, you're world renowned, Missy. That's what's going on with you. You said it. You told on yourself. Yeah, just like a business partner. If you look at Steve Jobs' story, and he's written about this and spoken about it, he may get credit for taking the internet and technology where it is, but he's only one side of the deal, and he wants to find partners who bring something that he doesn't to the table. So with your powers combined, they walk. Yeah, I'm still alive, man. I'm still alive. These people, they woke me up. They woke me up. Yeah, it took many years to admit it. Well, once one was because I was hurt and was a rebound marriage. I also grew up. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you also didn't have children in the first one. So that there's a different. Oh man, when I get into the children, oh, you fell in love. Sounds like a rom-com. That's cool. Hold on, you lived together for 7 years before saying I love you? That's too bad you didn't go with Yuffie. Yuffie would have gave you 7 hours. Mm. Yuffie would have gave you 7 hours. 7 hours later, he'd have been like, "You are the one. You the one for me." This is the crew. The crew is here, man. The crew is here, and the crew is growing. I've been definitely taking a chance with this vertical stream. I think you guys have responded well. Um, I it's a catch 22. I don't feel like we need any more. Um, and it's gonna hurt when I don't do this every night. Because it's such a part of my life. I don't really remember. I don't remember before the 63 days. Yeah, you was bound not to say it first. 7 years? That's got to be studied. 7 years without. I mean, man, he must be a rock. Oh, you pick someone on a different end of the spectrum. Yeah, that's helpful. I mean, I don't give advice, but I feel like it's always a you thing, right? You could always change your perspective and be in a better situation. Like, look at those people who I've come across many relationships that people say, no, I don't need, nope, I, that's trivial. I don't need and I don't want. Nope, no more raids. No more raids. There's a mixed side to it, Katie. I don't want to say it too, I don't want to say it too much or too loud, but there's a mixed side to it because this as a creator, you have an attachment with the audience and we're growing this connection. And when you get the raid, it seemed more numbers based than it is about the connection. So now if it was me, coming on the channel and we interviewed and people got to know who I was, it would make sense. But no, I'm actually okay. I like it the way it is. Don't Now, there are other people who maybe because we don't even have the same type of content, right? The raid is a little random. I mean, I guess you could say homestead, but when I'm on here at night, no one knows that I'm homesteading. They don't really understand it, except for the fact that it looks like I'm in front of a closet because I'm in front of a closet. Joan says, or Missy was laughing at what I said. I think I know what I said. Um, Number 3 is my boyfriend from childhood. Oh yeah, you told me that. The same doctor slapped your booty. Okay. Oh, I miss him. Okay. Shadow Black. Still have no kids, no will you. We have been together for 15 years. Engaged for 3. Oh, so you're on the way to marriage. I mean, you're already you live a married life. So you live a life with a long-term partner as a mature adult who understands what it's like to be married already. That indirectly, I announce you guys YouTube married. Not even a slip. Okay, a slip of I love you. Yeah, that's tough. Your dads went to high school together. See, Missy, don't you better stop. She gonna start forgetting about how world renowned she is. She gonna enter the same rom com that you in. She likes your story. Said that's a special connection. Throws rice. Yeah, we do it nightly. Yeah, I see the to help people get subs to monetize. Yeah, I think so. The thing is, um, monetization. Don't is like I don't by all means, people who the raid works. I've watched it. I've watched it a few times now. I think tonight was the eighth. He put the eighth night, so it's a thing now. I think it starts at 7 o'clock or something. I follow him. I've been seeing the energy. I just think that when you do the math, the subs is not the only thing that gets you monetized. It only takes 500 subs. So yeah, you could get people closer to the 500, but the watch hours are the other aspect. So to acquire 3,000 watch hours, you got to get people to actually, you got to put content out there that vibrates and people cling to. It helps to come on a stream because these are considered watch hours. Shorts are not, and videos are. So it still takes some skills to find these different channels. Now, if he raids me and say, "Hey, go watch 3,000 hours worth of videos," then I'll come work with your goats. uh, yeah, I like the channel the way it is. If it was not for the raid, I don't think. Yeah, no, that's true, and I appreciate the raid for that. But my calculation is that there are few people. I think that I'm more of a direct contact. I do follow bigger channels. I was just saying this to my wife earlier. There's bigger channels. Make the pick says, "Dang, that was the first marriage of many." There's bigger channels that when they once were small, they probably had a connection to the user base, their YouTube family. But as they got bigger, you can't really shout out every name in the chat. So I think we found each other, and we move forward like that, and that's okay. And I'll continue to watch him. I'll watch the raids, and if he does it, I mean, I can't. There's nothing much that you could do to like refuse it. It happens. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed when it happened, but I think there's a small percentage of people who stayed around. So do I take that to myself and say, well, is something wrong with my content? Is something wrong with me? But then I go back and say, well, I didn't ask for it, so I'll just take it for what it was. Missy loves a rom-com, and she loves love. You love love, so love and marriage aren't connected because before you said something about not having the investment for love. It is a bond and written in stone. Well, I don't know. I wanted to wait till we are 80. He's possibly sick. Yeah, I've just not said anything. Okay. Need to write a book. We all need to write books. There should be more books written. We're in this era of expression through this platform, this style of platform. We don't know in 5 years that this is exactly how we're gonna do it. Maybe it'll be where instead of you guys chatting, it'll just be a full conference, and the same type of platform will allow for me to get on, and instead of you guys coming in just to chat, you actually pop in, and the video is a part of it, because we've been lacking the social contact, and it's not going in the right direction. So I think along the lines of that, our stories need to get out, and we need to, for ourselves, if nothing else, to tell your story. I got two book ideas that I want to do, that I've had for some time, and we'll see. Katie says, watch hours. Yep, watch hour. You need 3,000 watch hours. That averages about 8.2 watch hours per day for a year. So that part is the hard part. See, I knew I could make Jim hush, and I was being nice. The joy on their faces is worth it. It helps. Well, Pam, the girl who sang, just learned that tonight. Well, we can add to our comments. One lady got money for her son's car. She has no idea, no gratitude. Asked for. Oh, he came back to you with a ring. I think you'll get more. I think you'll get more men. I think the pool of men would be better if we take the ring out of it. That's my plea. Did we lose Yuffie? I haven't heard from him in a while. I think we lost Yuffie. For one, you must be friends first. It really helps. That first love can last forever. Feeling sometimes remains and haunts us. Absolutely. Katie says, so true. After a few years, love becomes a decision, not just a feeling. I like that. Yeah. So if you marry your first true love, it usually lasts, especially if they feel the same. I think the challenge, Don, is the maturity when most people are going to find those initial connections. The maturity isn't there, and you're going to end up living sometime. You're going to live out in the world, and you're going to have all these experiences, and timing may be really hard. Because if you meet somebody and they're a good person, it'd be great that they find you, but other people usually find them. And then you're waiting. And then when they're free, or when you're free, or when they're free, then someone found you. Okay. Well, he said if I didn't take it, throw it in the Mississippi River on his way home. You saved a really nice time and you love diamonds and guns. That's cool. No, I just mean in general, we want to live in tradition on one hand. Like marriage is our modern communal decision. I was telling you guys, I think the other night, that the priest that I did my counseling with before I got married, he explained to me that the church actually adopted marriage. Marriage predates modern religion. Like, it wasn't a part of religion, it was a community decision. to acknowledge somebody. That's why when you read through and you're asking people if they have objections, and those things were adopted by the church. So on one hand, we want to be super traditional, and then on the other hand, it's like we want to be modern. So we got to figure this out. That was my point with the ring. Um, what's a girl to do? Actually, we do love each other. My brother knew I was miserable back home, so he told me I didn't need to go back. He was right. Would not want to be single in today's time. I'm not gonna answer that one. Yeah, it's a rough world out there. Either way, marriage brings financial pressure and stress, and then if you have kids, that's a whole nother. Everybody has their own thing, and maybe we just do a better job as a people or a community to just be better for each other. It'll make everyone feel good no matter where they are. Yeah, he stayed married and raised 2 boys. We always remain best friends. He was your cry to confidant. We call that secret love. All right, all right. I'm teasing. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. We hit the strike of midnight. Um, you guys have been awesome. Um, I'm gonna figure out this sleep thing. I don't know if it's gonna work. He knows everything. I cried to him. All I had to say was, "Come get me," and he is there. Marriage started with Adam and Eve, but not going to bring my faith into it. We could we do the research. So and look, I'm okay with the faith conversation and learning. My information is from a priest, and it's not. I'm not necessarily saying that marriage does not have like the book doesn't um, document in detail a union. I'm saying the ceremony at what we do existed, and that was one way that the priest that I was working with was trying to, get me. It wasn't personal to me, but like I had questions, and he helped to answer them. You're a Scorpio. You like some payback. Make the pick says great stream, Big D. 15 out of 10. That's what's up. Don says also like my last name pisses off my ex-husband. Yep. That would, bro. The stream was diabolical. I love it. Diabolical. All right. Well, I hope I got enough in me to make some content. We'll come back. Like I said, I think doing this multi-stream, I'm sure most of you are catching me on horizontal, so it doesn't matter what I'm saying. But you were here when I was strictly vertical, and I think this is a better experience. I'm not flexing on it yet, which I'm pretty tired. So I haven't really invested in trying to make this awesome. I'm just trying to make sure I'm on both. The views are what they are. I think we're doing a good job. I like what Katie said. Darnell just talking for the W. Daywalk says, yeah. Yeah, he says, Daywalk, crazy seeing you here. Yeah, you've been here since day one. Absolutely, man. And it's day 63. Don's done it twice. That's why I don't give advice, Don, because it just matters what's between you two. That is exactly the reason why. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. You guys, it's been real. I'm gonna hang out in the chat. Say bye. Make some noise. Do what you gotta do. I'll catch you on the next one. I'll just play a couple videos to get us up out of here. I see you guys, and Ever since Valentine's Day, this is how we need some shit. Actually, Shadow Black, I'm not leaving yet. Shadow Black, where's your content? It's April. You getting called out, sir. Where's your content? Make the pick brought it up. It's April. Thanks to you, love my love. I thank you for loving my shorts. Where's your content? Get your content to the people, man. Stop being a sucker for love. Peace.
It's thaw season, night edition. Let's go get some eggs. Ride with me.
Oh shit. Oh goddamn. I'm in the snow. Hold on. Oh, I can't see. Oh, this better be worth it. All these goddamn. It's kind of dark, but it's not really dark. Because I guess the reflection of the snow. But it's dark enough that I shouldn't be out here like this.
But it is thaw season. Let's get these eggs. It's thaw season, and we got eggs. Check me out on the nightly stream.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed. Subscribe.
Men's League is about going home to your family and going to work the next day. Nothing else. This don't have nothing to do with skills at this point. You ain't gonna talk to me like that. There was always music and entertainment to come back to help enrich the love.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed.
That are based on love.
After 25 days of streaming every night, I'm not only just chilling, but I'm outside. I'm outside, people. One take. I'm outside, y'all. I'm outside. After 25 days of streaming every night, I'm not only just chilling, but I'm outside. I'm outside, people. One take.
Today, we eat